Excited to have you here. This is where creatives, visionaries, innovators, coaches, and entrepreneurs, those of you I call authentically distinct folks, people like you and me, we come together and we focus on being our authentic selves so we can have greater joy and impact, not just for ourselves, but also for those we touch with our unique gifts, talents, and abilities. And today, we're going to be talking about how you can get you some authentic clarity, because you're going to need that to stay in an actionable, safe space in your life, your love, and your work. And as I am your guide to power, agency, and freedom today, let me introduce myself. I am Ebony L. Green of Authentic Distinction. That's where I activate authentically distinct and neurodistinct folks so that they can develop deeper connections and impact in their life, their career, and their business without compromising their authenticity, their desires, and their values. And I do this work because most visionaries are confused in and by their greatness. And this is why they struggle to get their big ideas and visions out of their heads and into the world, right? You got to get it out of your head and out of your heart and into the world. And that is not what I want for authentically distinct and neurodistinct people, is to be stuck with an amazing idea and vision in your head and in your heart and not being able to get it out into the world. So I'm here to teach you how to create what I call an actionable safe space so that I can guide you to get clear, confident, and resilient in your authentic ingenuity, innovation, and impact so that you can have access to more creativity, consistency, and cash. And that's why I am unapologetically known as the Ratchet Sage, because I am not playing with your greatness and I refuse to see you ashy in these streets. Working with me, you will know what makes you a unique, rare solution, and you'll also know how to leverage that distinction so that you can get your vision out of your head and into the real world so that you can stand out, shine, and slay as only you can. And I want to share that with y'all so that we can get into this, but let's start this the way we always do with my theme music, and then we're going to get into this presentation because I know y'all want to know how to slay authentic clarity. Yes, so tonight we are talking about clarifying clarity. Clarity definitely matters, and I want you to be able to get you some. So the Ratchet Sage is going to be breaking all of this down for you. I know that a lot of folks are out here talking about clarity, and I'm going to tell you they ain't going to talk about it the way I am. So you might want to stick around so that you can hear this conversation, because people have clarity twisted, and I don't want you to have clarity twisted because it will keep you out of an actionable safe space, and I don't want that. You out here doing all the things, standing out, shining, and slaying like only you can. So let's get into this conversation about clarity, because you can't get something if you don't know what it is. This is the beginning part of it, right? And this is why we're going to demystify clarity tonight. We're going to clarify clarity, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to get something and you don't really know what it is for you, you're going to struggle to actually accomplish that. So let's talk about what clarity is and what it is not. Okay, because like I said, people are here talking about clarity and they're not really sharing with you what the real is, and the Ratchet Sage is always going to hit you with the real. So let's talk about what clarity really is and what it ain't, because I don't want you out here struggling. So let's first dive into what it's not, right? First of all, clarity is not the absence of confusion. A lot of folks think, listen, as long as I don't feel confused, I must have clarity. Nope, that's not how it works. There are a lot of times when you will have clarity and you will still have confusion simultaneously. And being able to manage that has a lot to do with authentic clarity. Fake clarity will have you thinking, yeah, I don't have any confusion that I'm aware of, so therefore I must have clarity about myself or about my situation or about what I'm going through. But the reality is you may have confusion about some things concerning yourself or what you have going on with you, and have absolute clarity about other parts of yourself. So I want you to understand clarity is not the absence of confusion. It's something else, right? Clarity also does not mean that you understand. Okay? A lot of times people will think, if I understand something, I must have clarity. That's not the definition of clarity that I encourage you to go along with if you want to stay in an actionable, safe space. Understand Understanding something does not mean you have clarity on it, and having clarity on something does not mean you understand it. These are two different concepts. When you understand something, you have the ability or the capacity to comprehend different components of it and how it all works. Take it apart, put it back together, reconfigure it. This is what understanding gives you. Clarity is something totally different, and we're going to get into that, but it's not understanding. So I want y'all to understand that. Third, I want you to understand that moving with clarity does not make you immune to mistakes. Just because you have authentic clarity doesn't mean you're not going to make mistakes. And a lot of times when people feel like I haven't been making any mistakes, life is going good, work is going good, business is going good, I must have clarity. No, that's not what clarity is. So in order to understand what clarity really is, I want to talk a little bit about what clarity hits like. First of all, I want you to be able to realize what clarity is when you experience it. And I also want you to be able to recognize the opportunity to leverage that clarity. So we're going to talk about that. What I teach folks who work with me is that clarity means you discern without ambiguity. What does that mean? What can you discern without ambiguity? So let's talk about this, because this is where people get into fake clarity and they struggle with getting into authentic clarity. Authentic clarity means that you can discern without ambiguity. That means that you can look at something and go, I know this is that and this is that. I have clarity. Whether it's gray, black, or white, you know it's gray, black, or white. And you can discern that for yourself. This is something you don't need anyone else to discern. You can discern for yourself. This is how you have authentic clarity. What happens is folks think they can have authentic clarity about something outside of themselves. And you can't discern without ambiguity something that you don't experience. See, it's through our lived experience that we have an opportunity to attain authentic clarity. And it's from that authentic clarity that we can have internally based activation. When we know, I know what this is without ambiguity. I'm not confused. It's that I'm not unsure. There's a surety to clarity. And it's not in how to work with the thing. It's in what the thing is. What is going on? Understanding that with clarity is super important. And so that is what allows you to have internally based activation. When you have this authentic clarity and you can discern without ambiguity, you can internally activate. It's this for me. I'm going over here. I'm going over there. It's up for me. I'm slowing down. I'm going to get some help. You're really, really clear in what is coming up for you and what you need to do with it. And that's where you can get that internally based activation. A lot of times we think we get clarity from some external body. Someone shares something with us and we're like, oh, light bulb. And we think that's clarity. Boo-boo, that's curiosity. Someone has sparked something inside of you, and that's your opportunity to take it a little bit further with what you got inside of you that only you can bring to the table and make more out of it. Your spirit, or whatever you want to believe about yourself, your energy, everything you have inside of you caught on to something and got curious and wants to do something with it. Discern without ambiguity that you're now curious about what that means. That something hits you and you don't know why, and you want to figure out what that is. But that's not you getting clarity from another person. You can't get clarity from another person. Clarity comes from within. And I want y'all to understand that. And this is why clarity only matters when it's authentic. If your clarity is not authentic and coming from within and internally based, so activate with it, you can't really use it. Instead of just feeling good, having a placeholder and knowing, oh my gosh, I've got something. I feel like I'm clear, so I've got clarity. And feeling like you have it, you really can't activate the power of that clarity because it's not authentic. It's not real. True clarity is based upon your internal lived experience for yourself. And when you are able to discern without ambiguity about yourself, about your situations, about what you are touching, right? And how you feel about it. You may never understand without ambiguity what's going on with them, what's going on with that space, what's going on at that job. You may never know without ambiguity, clarity about those things. That's not how that works. But you can get clarity about how this hits for you, what that means for you, what you want to do about it. And this is how you can have that internally based activation. And this is why clarity only matters when it's authentic. If it's not coming from within you, and if it's not based upon that discernment that is unambiguous, you can't really move off of it. You're not really sure. And so you're kind of guessing, throwing something at the wall and hoping it's going to work out. If you want that true clarity, confidence, and resilience in your being and your doing, you're going to want to have authentic clarity. And that comes from you being able to discern without ambiguity what is true to you. You're clear, it's sure for you. You're not, I don't know, it's sure. That's where authentic clarity comes from. And so I'm just going to reiterate it for y'all. It's all about that IBA, internally based activation. Without authentic clarity, you're going to struggle to come from within and activate without. Instead, what's going to happen is the world outside is going to be activating you, which means that you're an agent of other people's desires, other people's needs, instead of what you desire and what you need. You won't be fulfilling that. You won't be focused on that. You'll be focused on that stuff out there. And that's not what I want for you. So when you're looking for clarity in any situation in your life, whether it's life, love, or work, when you're looking for clarity, understand your place in it. Center yourself, not in life, because there are other human beings here, but center yourself when you're trying to gain clarity and figure out, what is this doing to my lived experience? How does this affect my being? How does this affect my doing? And that will get you authentic clarity. And I also want you to know that you're not going to gain clarity about the external. And I've been kind of hinting at that, but I want to make it very, very clear. I want you to understand and comprehend the external. That's important. But you're not going to be able to have authentic clarity. You can have an authentic understanding and authentic comprehension about anything outside of you, but you're not going to get authentic clarity about something that's outside of you, okay? So I want y'all to understand that. So authentic clarity affects your being and your doing. And I want to talk a little, right? Authentic clarity doesn't just give you a leg up in what you do, which obviously is what people are going to go to and think about in their mind, is that, like, oh my gosh, if I have authentic clarity, I'm going to be able to do more. I'm going to be able to do the things I really want to do. You'll also be able to be who you want to be so that you can do those things. I say it on every stage I can get on, and every time I'm talking to people, you be before you do. Okay, understand that. You be before you do. And everything that you do comes from that being. Okay, so when you have this authentic clarity, make sure you're leveraging it for your being, not just for your doing. And when you have authentic clarity, and like I said, it means that you're discerning without ambiguity. And you're discerning without ambiguity who you are and what you do, who you want to be, and what you want to do, what it means to have been who you have been, and what it means to have done what you have done. You're thinking about all of those things, and it's all about you. It's not about other people. And a lot of times when people think, well, I have clarity about my partner, I have clarity about this person I just hired at my job, or I just hired in my business. You can't have clarity about someone outside of you. You can understand and you can comprehend, but you can't have clarity. So understand that authentic clarity means that you discern without ambiguity about yourself, not other people. And that's another thing that people get twisted when they think about clarity. And I don't want y'all out here ashy in these streets, so I'm just breaking it down for y'all. And I also want you to understand that you can lack clarity in your past, your present, and your future. Some people are lacking clarity in their past, present, and future, all three. My son is losing it in the other room. But some people are lacking clarity in just their past, and it's affecting their present and their future. Some people are lacking clarity in their past and their present, and that's affecting their ability to get into their future. Some people have complete authentic clarity about their past and their present, but they're struggling to get authentic clarity about their future. So it for you, it could be any number of combinations of past, present, and future, but you can lack authentic clarity in your past, present, and future. And I want you to be aware of that so that you can kind of pinpoint where this might be affecting you so that you can apply this lotion where it makes sense. So I can share with you when you are confused in your being or your doing, you're lacking authentic clarity about your past. Think about that. Anytime you're feeling some kind of confusion, if you can apply some authentic clarity to your past, you won't be confused. Confusion happens when you're feeling something about something that has just happened and you're trying to figure it out and it doesn't make sense. So something has already occurred. And when you get some authentic clarity, you'll be able to have less confusion in doing today about your past. So I don't want you to be out here ashy in your confusion. Create and leverage authentic clarity so that you can discern what has happened. That's the lotion, right? To that ashiness. But when you don't understand who to be or what to do, this is because you lack authentic clarity about your present. See, when you're trying to figure out, I don't understand who I should be right now. I don't understand what to do right now. That's a right now situation. It's a present situation. And when you're feeling that way, I want you to understand it's authentic clarity about your present that you're lacking. So you just want to apply this lotion. Don't be out here ashy with your understanding, okay? You just create and leverage authentic clarity so that you can discern what is happening right now. If you can discern what is happening right now without ambiguity, you can decide what you want and what you want to do right now, and what that means for you, who you want to be and what you want to do. And when you can't see who to be to do next, this is when you're lacking authentic clarity about your future, okay? And I don't want y'all having this problem either, so don't be out here ashy in your activation. I want you to create and leverage authentic clarity so that you can discern what you want to happen next in terms of your being and your doing, okay? This is super, super important. And so I am going to go deeper into how we create and leverage authentic clarity because I don't want y'all to be out here confused. But I do want you to understand that I want you to have clarity for yourself. Dive into yourself and think about the times when you've been confused. You aren't really sure what had happened and what that means to what's going on, what had happened to your being, what had happened to your doing, and what that means for you right now and what that means for you going forward. When you are struggling to understand, that's an in the moment thing. That's a present now situation, and it allows you to leverage some authentic clarity so that you can figure out what is happening right now so that you can get more of an understanding. And when you are struggling to activate, like I'm trying to get something done, it's likely because you're lacking clarity in what you want to happen next or how to make that happen. And that has a lot to do with lacking authentic clarity in your next steps. So how do you create and leverage authentic clarity so that you can clear up this ashiness and apply this lotion that I'm sharing with you across past, present, and future? What does that look like? Well, first step, I'm gonna give you straight up how. First step is for you to discern what you know from your past, present, and future. When you get curious and leverage the curiosity that I taught y'all all about last month in my live streams, when you leverage that curiosity, you can start to discern what you now know. There's a difference between, well, I'm aware that this happened to me, and I'm aware that they said that, and I'm aware that I said this, and I'm aware that this is how I felt. But when you put all of that on the table and look at it, you can see, this is what I think this all means. And it's going to be something because you're in a different situation with different feelings, you're all different humans. But at the end of the day, when you take that first step to discern what you now know after looking at past, present, future, wherever you're lacking that authentic clarity, when you start to get curious and start to explore and leverage, you'll put a bunch of stuff on the table and then you'll go, what does all of this mean? And that's when you'll be able to discern what you now know from either that past, present, or future that was lacking a little bit in clarity. Then step 2, you just want to decide what it all means to you, right? So you're looking at it all on the table and you're like, what is bubbling up for me? Maybe I need to take a little slow down. Maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that. Maybe I need to become more. Maybe I need to go through some personal development, some professional development. Maybe I need to spend more time alone by myself. Maybe, not really sure, right? What you need to do and what your next steps is, but thinking about all of that and being curious about what does all of this mean. So you get curious in the first step to discern what you know by putting it all on the table. But then in the second step, you're getting curious to decide what it all means for you. And when you do that, you can move on to the third step and deliver on your desires now that you know more or now that you know different. Because I can tell you that that second step, when you start to decide what it all means for you, this is an internal process. You're going deep within and trying to figure out, what does this mean? What does it mean for me? What do I want to be? What do I want to do? Where am I going with this? Because I recognize something hit me and I don't have clarity about it. So you're trying to achieve that clarity. You use these 3 steps using curiosity to get there. And once you decide what it all means to you, that's something new. And it might be different than what you had before, or it might be more than what you had before. It might be along the same you were already thinking or believing, but now it's more, or it might be different and contradicting what you were thinking and believing. And so now it's different. So deliver on your desires now that you know more or different. What do you now want now that you know more or now that you know different? What do you now want? Because that's bound to change your desires if you are achieving authentic clarity. And so I want to say, you got this. You can do this. I've given you these 3 steps. I want y'all to follow them. Authentic clarity is not that difficult to achieve. You just want to make sure that you are focused on getting it. It's there for you to get. It's yours to claim. And if it's only you that can claim it. You've got to go deep within. This is an internal process of getting clarity about what matters to you and your being and your doing. This is about you. It's not about anybody else. You cannot get clarity about anybody else. You can get understanding and you can get comprehension, but you're not going to get authentic clarity about anything outside of you. So spend your time when you're focusing on getting clarity on yourself. Like, that's what the Ratchet Sage is here to share with you. And I do want you to know you got this. You can do this. And in the event that you feel like, hold up, I don't know, I don't think I can do this, always book a free consultation today and have a 1-hour conversation with the Ratchet Sage. We're going to get you into an actionable safe space. That's what I do in these consultations. That's why they're free, to give you a little taste of what the Ratchet Sage can do for you. But I really want everyone out there to be in an actionable safe space. So I give everyone an opportunity once to have that free consultation with me and get this work done. So if you feel like you're struggling with this and there's something you really want to get authentic clarity about, you got a whole hour with the Ratchet Sage. You can book it at ebonylgreen.com/contact. It's right here on the screen. And I look forward to seeing you in that consultation, because I do not want you out here ashy in these streets. All right, y'all, we're going to get into all of this. Hold on, let me take away my graphics because we're about to close this out. I really appreciate y'all rocking with me today as we went through all of this. It's been such an amazing conversation. I think I'm going to do this so that y'all can see a little bit more of me. Yes, I like that. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me today as we had this conversation. I think it's a super important conversation to have about what is actually authentic clarity, because the biggest mistake that people have when they're trying to approach it is they're trying to get clarity about stuff outside of them, comprehend and understand what's out there. Have clarity about yourself, and that's what the Ratchet Sage has for you. And I gave y'all my steps on how you can go through that process. So if you missed it, make sure you rewind or hit the replay. And beyond that, those are my bring your ass next steps for y'all. And after you've heard all of this from me today, I know you want to get a better hold on how to create and leverage clarity so that you can stay in an actionable safe space in your life, love, and work. We're going to be going deeper into that over the next few weeks. I'll be live at my usual time of Wednesday at 8 p.m. in the same places on these social media streets. And next week, I'll be talking about how authentic clarity helps you stay in an actionable safe space in your life. And then we'll talk about love, and then we'll talk about work. So we're going to round out this entire month of February with you walking away with understanding all the different parts of my life. How can I develop authentic clarity. So we're going to be going deeper into that. So y'all make sure you come next week and let's unpack this. And do not forget to bring a friend. Y'all can come learn together from the Ratchet Sage. This has been great sharing all of this with y'all today. If you wanted further support after our conversation today, I did want you to know I am here as a solution with the knowledge, strategy, resources, and tools to keep you in action that is born of your authentic agency. So feel free to book that free consultation. Otherwise, I ask that you do follow me on these social media streets. Definitely subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I am at True Distinction on YouTube and Twitter, and I am at Authentic Distinction everywhere else. If you are on Clubhouse like me, you can hit me up at Coach Ebony. I look forward to seeing you there. Otherwise, this has been a great conversation. I really appreciate sharing all of this with y'all today, and I thank y'all for being here or catching the replay. But y'all know what time it is. It is time for me to close out this live stream, so let us get into it. First of all, 5, I want you to make sure you stay open as you explore. Can explore. That's how you get through life, right? There is no exploration without openness. So I want to make sure that you're out here being open so that you can actually explore as you live. I want you to 4, prioritize choice so that you can navigate your life and your world. You're going to need choice to navigate. How are you out here navigating without making choices? Okay. So I want you to make sure you are prioritizing your choice so that you can navigate your life and your world. All right. And 3, I want you to center acceptance so that you can discern and decide for self. And I want to make it clear. The Ratchet Sage is not out here saying accept everything, right? That happens to you. I'm saying accept that it has happened to you so that you can discern and decide what to do with it. Don't be out here being delusional. I don't want that for you. All right. And 2, I want you to encourage agency so that you and others can innovate. This world needs innovation. There's a whole lot that ain't right, and you see it, I see it. It's up to us to do something about it. If we see it, it's probably within us and our makeup and our lived experience to be able to do something about it. That's what makes you authentically distinct. Go out there and shine and do something about it. And you are going to need your authentic agency to get that done. So mix your authentic clarity with your authentic agency and allow other people to bring their agency as well, because we need their innovation as well. The whole world needs yours, mine, everybody's. So encourage agency so that you and others can innovate. And last but not least, I want you to, 1, if you don't listen to anything I said tonight, make sure your desire so that you can activate. Not their desire for you, not their desire for something else, not their desire for themselves. I want you to value your desire. Okay, center your desire so that you can activate. And that doesn't mean that other people don't have desires and that you're not supposed to care about other people's desires. I just want you to make sure you're valuing your own while you might be paying attention and to honoring other people's desires as well. Make sure you're valuing and prioritizing your own desires so that you can activate, because otherwise there won't be any activation and you will not be in an actionable safe space. And I don't want that for you. So I do appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for being here with me, and be sure to bring your ass from week 5 into week 6 of 2023. And peace.